Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Lilly Sketchpad. Brought to you by Thomas Lilly, or by Force One Studios. Hosted by Thomas Lilly, that is. Anyway, I am just getting started here. Today I'm going to be working on a promotional piece. And trying to... Actually, I'm trying to design something for a banner that's I plan on putting behind me here. The banner, I need something to put behind me so that everybody's not looking at my kitchen. My kitchen's not always the cleanest kitchen in the world. I'm joking. My wife's actually very good. And my family, my wife and I try to keep our kitchen clean. So say that. I shouldn't say my wife because I'm also a part of that. But anyway, I'm going to go to Clip Studio here. I'm going to import an image. That's something I'm going to do here. Where are you at? Go under the photo. No, that's not what I want. Come on. There we go. Click on photos. It's loading my photos. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Yes. Come on. There we go. There's an image in here. One that I had done that I really kind of like. Should I go with the... I'll go with the black and white version. I was going to go with the color version, but I want to go with the black and white version because... There we go. I'll stretch that bad boy out. I'm not really... I should probably shrink that down a little bit. This originally thing I was stretched out, make it... This is on 11 by 17 digital. I'm going to make some changes on this, obviously. This was a rough, and I went and roughed in the colors. In case y'all haven't seen it, I will go ahead and pull that up real quick so y'all can see the color version of it. My photos. Trying to look past my mic. Come on. Where are you at? Where is it at? There it is. There's the color version. Come on. There we go. That's the color version I did. I used greens. It's pretty much what he's going to be like. He's going to be dark greens, military style, because it's what he's from. He's from the military. But that's my practice color when I took the rough illustration that I did and went and added using Copic markers, added some color to them. Right. And that's the image I decided I'm going to go ahead and use. I was going to go ahead and blue line all that, but I'm not. I'm going to just lighten it up. Not really worried about adding blue line stuff. I just want to lighten up, then I'll go over it myself. And I'm going to add Jaxon down to the bottom here on the bottom of this, but that'll come later. Take this, put that layer under there. I'll just go to that layer. All right. Try to position my mic a little bit better for me. Hopefully y'all are able to hear me pretty good. Hopefully y'all be able to. Well, according to my mic here, it looks like it's doing alright. I didn't put any background music in this one today because I don't feel like getting a information thing from Facebook saying, hey, you're playing music that we don't know if it's authorized. Are you allowed to play? Even though I use only copyright-free music. Stuff that I download from SoundCloud or from YouTube that says it's copyright free, that you're allowed to use it in videos and live streams and so forth. But for some odd reason I still get these warnings that pop up. So I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to start off with my pencil. There we go. Let's see what real pencil, design pencil. You know what? I might use the design pencil today, just because I just want to Yeah, let's change the color here. There we go. 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 We're good. All right. Let's go ahead and blow this up, right? And I would like to once again thank yeah, I'm not really happy with that pencil for some reason. I'll go with the real pencil. It's gonna go Command Z, back that up. Thought I'd try something different, but I'm really not liking it. There we go. Do I really want to go through all this pencil stuff, though? I'm sitting there thinking about it, and it's like I already got my pencils. I don't know what I'm thinking. There we go. Let's go right into the inks, because I am, go to 15. There we go. Of course, if I want to do that, I need to change the color, right? Back to black. Let's go change that back to black, right? There we go. All right. And I'm going to rotate this image a little bit better, a little bit more. Stretch it out a little bit better. Forgive me, I just had my cup of coffee. Drank it all up real quick before I went on air, but now it's leaving me burping like a howitzer. Repeating like a howitzer. I think that's... Remember, I first learned that saying. It was actually, you know what? I don't like the way the I's placed in there, because I just threw it in there when I was doing the original illustration, so I'm going to delete that out of there. When I was doing the practice illustration, I just threw the eyeball in there. Yeah, couldn't put that in there like that. Well, so you guys know why I have Jackson's eyes like this. Is he has cyborg eyes. His eyes are not human. They are literally cameras. Advanced cyborg cameras put in replace his original eyeballs. In the story, he's was designed to be the soldier of the future. Clean that out. There we go. And I'm just gonna there we go. My problem is I like listening to music when I'm drawing. I don't know about anybody else. So even though I probably have nobody watching this right now, which is cool. I'm going to be talking a lot. Because go ahead in here and no, Command D. It's not what I was looking. Where's the Lilly? Trace the outline. There you go. Now we fill. There we go. Who's whistling?
Hey.
Okay, well, you know, I am live streaming right now.
Sorry.
Say hello to the Facebook world.
Hello.
That's my son, Matthew. He's home on lunch break. He works a job where he actually gets a nice sizable lunch break. He's actually able to come home during lunch break. Wow. It's got to be nice. There we go. Now, Jaxon actually has more of a rounded nose, so I think I'm going to fix that because it's not, his nose doesn't really look like that. His nose is actually a little bit more rounded. Did that deliberately because a little bit more of a ball on his nose at the end. There we go. Yes, it's a little bit better. Okay, stretch this out a little bit. Now I'm working on 11:17 digital, 500 DPI right now, and and Procreate, not Procreate, sorry, and Clip Studio. There we go. I'm just want to rough that in a little bit. I'll clean it up a little bit, but I'm just trying to get the let's go in here and clean this up. I don't like that trick in there. Take that edge off there. There we go. It's fun stuff. Alright, so I learned this really cool trick. I'm going to go ahead and use this for this part right here. There we go. I can slightly add a curve right there. and just take my little thing, and it's like tracing. It's pretty cool. Although I don't know why I used it right there. Really, there's other places you can use it. Yeah, they're probably more effective, but yeah, it's alright. Trying to get used to using these tools. Actually, that's probably a better place to use it, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you think, right there? Just like that. And go ahead and put that in there like that. See, and then all I do is I go select my thing, and it gives me the line I'm looking for. Booyah! Booyah! There we go. That's more like a booyah right there. I am dimensionally challenged. Alright, I need to rotate this a little bit more. I'm learning a lot more about this Procreate software that I didn't know before, but still so much to learn. I'm not gonna lie, there's so much to learn. There we go. All right. Oh, that's right. I gotta go back into the layers. That's using it for small spaces like this. Command C. Back into the layers. Because it's not what I was looking for. Delete that. There we go. And go back in there and use this ruler thing here. And I want it to be slightly circled. There we go. And I go ahead and my brush tool, and I get a straighter line without doing so much sketch work. And I'll do the same thing here for this. Somebody riding up and down the street with their motorcycle again. Unmuffled motorcycle, and they're making lots of noises. There we go. And the reason why you haven't seen me on here a lot was one, I had a medical procedure I had to have done recently, and I was or a lot YouTube videos or posting a lot of artwork because I had a procedure I had to have done, and I was wasn't able to concentrate on what I wanted to do, and so I you didn't see a lot of me on here, but it's good and just put that up in there like that. I'm back and I'm better now, right? Back and I'm better now. Put that at a 20. There we go. Clean it up a bit, right? Now I suspect I'll get quicker with this as time goes on. I'm still learning a lot about this software. I love this software. It's Procreate because there's so much you can do with it. I mean, Procreate. Why I keep saying Procreate? Because somebody was using Procreate earlier today. Clip Studio Paint. Although I do like Procreate as well. On the iPad, it's just that it's not as functional for me because I have an older iPad. I don't have the iPad Pro. I have the old iPad Air 2, which leaves me somewhat limited. And be quite honest with, I don't have the funds to go out and buy a new iPad. I got other more important things to spend my money on right now, like rent, bills, and using what little I have to help others as well, as Jesus tells me. I'm trying to build my market brand too. If you guys have not done so, please go to forceonestudios.com. I have a blog on there, and I have redesigned that page now, or that website now. So now I also have a shop on there where I'm selling original artwork, and also I have separated my blog from my books to back segment. So there's I don't know if you guys follow me on YouTube or not. If you don't, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and all that fun stuff, and check out my videos. I do another segment I call Books to Back. It's not just Lilly Sketchpad, it's Books to Back, and in there I talk about projects that I've found on Indiegogo and on Kickstarter for independent publishers, because I'm a very big fan of the independent publisher movement. Not that unlike others, I do not have a problem with Marvel or DC. I've always been a big fan of Marvel and DC growing up, although at my older age I don't have the money to spend on the comic books like I used to. But I love Superman, I love Batman, I love Wonder Woman, I love the Hulk, I love Spider-Man. I enjoyed the Marvel movies. I've actually enjoyed a lot more of the movies than apparently other people have. Other people apparently have found a lot of problems or issues with, or taken issue with the most recent movies. I have not. I like them. Even the DC movies. I don't know why, but for some odd reason I seem to be the lone wolf on them. Where other people have sounded disgruntled or upset by the movies and felt that they did not like them. I liked them. Justice League, I liked. Batman versus Superman, I liked it. I'm sorry if that offends people. I just happen to like those movies. Suicide Squad, I liked it. But I don't go into movies with an expectation. I think that has something to do with it. Is it entertaining? Yes. Okay, then I like it. Am I going to be completely upset if it doesn't follow the comic book storyline, or is slightly different, or altered in some way? No. Somebody's interpretation. But I also have this habit when it comes to movies of, or it comes to material, that I have to admit, there's some stuff that's crap that I end up liking. And not so much for the material in hand, I guess. It's because it's kind of strange. I see the potential. I'm like, oh, this is great because it had so much potential. And I don't get mad at them for not meeting the potential, I guess. I don't know. Because I saw the potential. I was like, man, this could become something great. This could be something awesome. So guess I'm very easygoing in that manner. Well, don't know why I'm that way, but I am. Like, okay, don't hate me for saying this, because many people are going to, but Starship Troopers, believe it or not, when that first came out, I actually liked it. I found it entertaining. I mean, did I think it was like blockbuster material or the greatest movie ever made? Heck no. No way. It had a B-rate flavor to it from the get-go, but I kind of thought maybe that was what they were going for in the beginning. Oh, sorry. There we go. So I somewhat found it entertaining. My friends coming out of the movie theater looked at me like I was nuts. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just thought it was entertaining. My youngest son has asked me on several occasions, is there anything that you haven't liked out there, Dad? He's like, he finds my some of my taste of the music, or not music, but the movies out there somewhat concerning, I guess. I don't know, because there's stuff I think there's stuff I've out there I told him that I liked, and he watched it and he was like, oh my god, no. I just always associate that with a generation gap thing, but then again, let's change the size of this brush. There are probably so many shortcuts that would make my life a lot easier on this that I'm not aware of, but that's okay. And again, I'm not drawing with a Wacom, so my I'm not out here drawing with a Wacom Cintiq. I'm using a Huion, so there's a lot of features that I've seen people use on their Cintiqs that I do not have. But then I also associate that with probably the fact that I probably don't know how to use all of this electronic stuff as well as others, because I have only recently truly started getting into come on, there we go. I started getting into digital, so I'm trying to measure this in right. There we go. I guess that's good. Okay. Oh, come on. What did I hit there? Something I wasn't supposed to. Deleted all my ink work, right? Love that Command Z option, man. That thing has saved me more than I can say. For many, 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 many years, people, or I shouldn't say many years, for quite a few years now, people have told me I need to go digital because I was traditional. I mean, pen and paper. The only thing I used Photoshop for, or used the digital for, Photoshop, Illustrator, and all stuff, was to clean up the stuff that I did on paper. You know what I mean? I'd do it on paper, then I scan it in, then I would clean it up in those programs. That's pretty much the only thing I used it for. And as a result, I have come to realize a lot of what I was doing was lacking. Because I would see people working on digital using their digital, and they talk about how much easier it is because it's faster, and they were right. I mean, but there's a learning curve because I didn't use it the way a lot of people did. Other people did. There we go. There we go. I'm now only just beginning to learn a lot of this stuff. I mean, because I was using Photoshop and Illustrator, to be honest with you, in such a limited capacity, I didn't realize I really didn't know that much about it. I thought I knew a lot about Photoshop because there's a lot of things I could do, like and I had all kinds of really quick ways of doing it. It's like, oh, I could, knew all the shortcuts and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, I know how to use Photoshop and Illustrator, right? But then I went in and started when I got the digital tablet and started producing my work digitally. I started realizing, oh my God, there's so much I don't know, because I started going on these YouTube and started researching, how do I do this, how do I do that, and I was seeing people do stuff that I was like, I never knew I could do that. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I could do that? And let's go in here. I'll just change this up a little bit. There we go. I was telling Mr. Fernandez the jerkmonger, Elliot Fernandez the jerkmonger, I feel like such an amateur. Never realized how much of an amateur I really was. Of course, then again, for a great deal of my life, I was not doing this professionally. I was doing it on the side for people. And I didn't have, not like I had a whole robust bunch of customers. I was providing for my family the best way I knew how, which was unfortunately not in the art industry. I've done pretty much almost everything else but what's in the art industry, even though everybody keeps saying, hey, yeah, man, you need, when they see me drawing, like, all I would hear is, man, you need to be making money doing that. What are you doing this for? It's like, I'm doing this for the paycheck, folks. My family does need to eat. It's like, well, you all may like what you see. It's not as easy as you think it is to make a living doing it. And especially right now, that's really difficult for people to make a living doing this. I mean, the guys who have got so much more skill and have been in the industry for so much longer than I have are having issues right now because of the whole COVID crap that's going on. I got there we go. That looks pretty much like real hair, right? Yep. With the right shadows and stuff like that. Cool. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I clean it up as I go. There we go. All right. I'm doing this while taking a break from some writing. I was doing a lot of writing recently. It's also the reason why you haven't seen me on here drawing a whole lot, or haven't seen me do a lot of posting. You see, I work a full-time job, so I got to split my time up accordingly, and my free time accordingly. And I do have a graphic novel that I'm telling everybody I'm working on, which I don't want to be a liar, so I am actually working on it, but I got to write it all out. I have a lot of it up here. I got a lot of the outline material written down in what I call my encyclopedia, or some people refer to it as a Bible for not the Bible, not the Holy Bible, but it's a Bible for the this little universe that I've created, full of superheroes, villains, and ordinary people. But I am What's wrong here? What am I doing? Ah, that's right. So anyway, I brought in a guy who will act as my editor. He is going to be my editor. He's going to get credit for being my editor. Mr. Michael Bear. Michael Bear. He's going to be my editor. Anyway, he's giving me a deadline to get most of this writing and stuff in the can. He wants me to get the script and all that stuff in the can. So he says the book in the can. Although I got to go over with him what he means by in the can. Because if he means the entire book done, that's not going to be easy. So I don't think I need to go. I think might need to go over the scope of what this book's going to be with him. But am I getting the buzzing? Ah, John Forsythe. But anyway, coworker asked me about my procedure. What did they find? Good news. So far, they haven't found anything truly serious. Although, a lot of treatable stuff. So having some digestive issues, if y'all are wondering. The procedure I was talking about was a colonoscopy. I had a colonoscopy. I recently found out, though, I am lactose intolerant. So I've gone to lactose-free milk, and I'm looking into doing other things. I gotta check to see if there's lactose-free cheese, because I like cheese. I love cheese on things. So I'm really hoping there is such thing as a lactose-free cheese. But I've already cut back on a lot of this stuff, and it has actually very, very much helped me. With the stomach cramps, I don't have as many much cramping in the stomach. I have I guess this wants me to. There we go. So here, bring it around. I'm still not entirely thrilled with this way I'm doing this hair. I think I might need to do this hair a little bit different. I'll go to a slightly bigger. Not that big. There we go. I'm going to clean a lot of this off there, because there we go. See if we'll do this on a different layer. We'll do this. Okay, good thing about this is you always can add layers. Alright, there we go. So his head, I'll do that in a different color as well. Go under pencil. So his head will look like that, right? Actually, it's probably more like that right there if he was bald. If he was bald, that would be his head right there. and hair always has for that kind of, his head kind of looks lopsided there, doing that way. So I want to back in here. So I actually have that side out too far. See? Should. There we go. Alright. With the eraser tool. Erase some of that. So I get an idea of where his hair should actually be. Alright. And also figured out that I put too much over there on that. So let's go back to my layer. I am going to go ahead and erase some of this because that's just too much out there. Oop. That needs to come in closer to make it. I like it doing this better. This is a better way of doing it. Just that way I get more control. There we go. And go back to there we go. Back to black. Back to black. There we go. Alright. So while his hair, and this is coming out too far because I don't want his hair being that long. So we're gonna get rid of some of that in there. There we go. Now we can go in here, and I don't mind it being a little messed up in here because I can clean it up. But there we go. Sweet Mary and Joseph. There we go. To me, that's a lot better. Cleaner. Alright, so why did I do that? I didn't want to go into that tool. Let's go to this tool. There we go. I need to make this go to slightly smaller brush on this one. So I'm dealing with a bit more detail. There we go. Come back to my layer. There we go. Looks a little better. Looks just slightly a little better. You see, Josh? Slightly better. Now this one I want to use a bigger brush again. I switch around my brush sizes a lot when I'm doing digital. Probably should do more of what I do with regular brush. I mean, I use once when I'm doing traditional. I don't like switching around brushes a whole lot, so I try to figure out a way to make what brush I'm using work. But then again, I've seen a lot of artists out there. My good buddy Chris Gardner. When I've seen him seen him with his setup, he seems to have like 30 or 40 different brushes sitting at the table. I guess maybe I'm being a bit lazy with my brush work. I need to use 30, 40 different brushes. So I have this thing where I like watching what people do. I really wish I had a chance to work in a studio environment, because I learn more by watching people do stuff. That's why I like watching Elliot Fernandez's videos, because I'm observing how he's doing something, or how he's working the way he's working, and I learn more from watching people than actually looking at their artwork and trying to break down or mimic what they do. I don't know why, but I've always been like that. I've always been an observer. I can observe things. There we go. Bring that, darken all that in there. Even when I was in school, in class, sit me down with a textbook, and it would take me forever to learn something. But the teacher would sit there and explain it, and I would observe how it was done, and I'd learn quicker. That's the way it was with me. Nah, not happy with that. Not happy with that at all. But there's a way of getting around that. So I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm going to use my little lasso tool. I can clean it up later, but I can go in here like this with the lasso tool. Now I can go in here with this. And I don't want big lines, but what I am going to do is use a much smaller brush. Now that I've selected that area, because this feels like it just needs something in here. But I don't want to use that white highlight line there. I don't want to lose that. It just feels like that needs to be in there for me. So, but I want to show that there's some directionality for the hair to meet with other hair. That makes sense? There we go. Now I can go in here with this and fade this a bit more. There we go. There we go. And just clean it up in there. There we go. If I bring it out, yeah, that works for me. For me. Might not work for y'all. I don't know. It works for me. There we go. Come on. There we go. Fill. There we go. Now, just go in here and add some strokes to make it blend a little easier. Add some strokes. Add some strokes, folks. Add some strokes. Add some strokes, folks. Feels like I should be moving a little faster than I am. But that's okay. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, there we go. Infinite finite hairs. There's infinite finite hairs, I tell you. There we go. Alright, we're going to zoom back out. I will say this, I really like the fact that I can zoom in really, really close, especially since I start wearing reading glasses and I'm blind. I'm blind as a bat. I don't want to go, not blind as a bat. I need my reading glasses. I wasn't going to say blind at A, but I'm trying to keep my curse words down to a non-existent. I will go in there and clean that up later. I want to go back to my layer. I'm gonna switch layer here because I'm gonna and go to my brush tool. I'm going back up here to the reds because I don't know why I went to my layers first. I should have gone to that first. Turn that back on and make sure I'm working on that layer. There we go. See, his neck is going to come down there, right? And his shoulder is going to come right there. The neck muscles. Oh, like that. Like that. Again, this is just so that I can make sure that I'm right on the right path. While I'm doing this, what I was doing this before, it was kind of a rough drawing, so I want to make sure I am evening things out that I might have overlooked in the past. Like the one here is slightly bigger than the other, but in nature, That actually happens. If we pay attention, one eyeball is slightly lower than the other, and for some people have a more symmetrical face, some people not so. One ear is slightly higher than another. And like I know for a fact that one ear is slightly higher on my head than the other one, by a quarter of an inch, I think it was, or a little bit. So everybody gonna be looking at me now like, let me see. Oh my God, you're right. Your one ear's higher than the other, isn't it? Yeah, found that out through a barber. The guy who was cutting my hair. He's like, you got one ear slightly higher than the other. It's like, gee, thanks. Thanks for pointing that out. Making me feel self-conscious about it now. But I always got to keep that in mind when I'm trimming my beard and shaping my beard, because it always has an effect on my beard. Because if I cut on like each side and I'm not paying attention, they see that one side of my beard, especially when I cut my beard down lower sometimes. So like sometimes I'll trim this upper half off of my beard. One side will be slightly higher than the other because I was trimming according to the size of my beard. But when you're looking at me, my beard looks off kilter. It's like, so I have to try to keep it even out, even though my ears are slightly different, keeping it even out so that it doesn't look so off kilter. Because then it drives me crazy. Yes, I am neurotic like that. Okay, so we're going to go in here. I'm going to... Now, this is a perfect time when I could actually use this wonderful little tool shown to me by Mr. Reyes. I will put a link up. I did a video on him when I was one of my Lilly Sketchpad videos. Mr. Reyes was in there. I was using his software. He offers this digital inking bundle package, and I highly recommend it. It's sold on Gumroad. You can take it, Jimmy Reyes on Gumroad. You can actually learn quite a bit from him. I did. I mean, because as again, while I am sufficient or decent enough drawing by hand, digital, I still have a lot to learn, a whole lot to learn, and I learned a lot by watching his videos and also just inking over one of his drawings. He has sample drawings in there where you can ink over sample drawings, and I learned a lot from that. Matter of fact, I got another one in there. I want to one I bought off of Elliot Fernandez. You look him up on the Gumroad as well, where he has a digital drawing in there, and I was able to take one of those drawings. I'm going to practice inking on that one, because the best way to learn is, for me, I always thought, well, first is visual, but if you're going to practice, if you want to learn some of their technique and break down what they're doing, is actually inking over their actual work. You can learn a lot by inking over somebody's work. About their technique has another great way of learning their technique, learning stuff that they do. It's like, oh, this is how they did this. Oh, this is awesome. This is so awesome. Makes you a better artist. Boop. I always felt strange when I was younger about copying other people's work, because I was like, oh, that's cheating. I'm copying somebody else's stuff. I shouldn't be copying nobody's work. But then as I got older, people started making me realize you're not really, it's only wrong if you're copying someone else's artwork and then trying to pass it off as your own. But we all of us, every artist, well, Well, that's why. Da, 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 da. I'm like, why is my tracing tool not working? Because I got the roller on. There we go. Shut the roller off. Then I can go in here and clean this up like so. But every artist out there learns how to be a better artist from other artists. I mean, how does somebody become a better electrician? Put it that way. All right. How do you become a better electrician? You learn from other people's mistakes, other people's triumphs. You know what I mean? Somebody didn't just become just put it and just woke up one day and start installing electrical wiring. Well, they were trained by somebody else. I mean, look at the electrical wiring of old and look at the electrical wiring today. There's vast improvements, vast differences, right? It's the same thing. There's a skill to everything. Artistry to everything in the world. That's why I always tell people all the time, everybody has a creative side. We all have a creative side. It just depends on what you want to adapt that creative side to. It's what you become good at. If you're more prone to be, you like doing technical stuff, trade work, you become an artist at that. You become better at that. The person who loves to weld will learn how to become a better welder. There are one welder's better than the other out there, and the reason why is because maybe the one welder, the one guy who is a welder, will put more time and effort into learning his practice, learning his trade, learning how to do certain welds better. So he become a better welder than the other guy, because the other guy maybe didn't put as much time or much effort into learning his trade or learning his practice. And being a welder is a great sense, as much of being an artistry, because there's an artistry to that as there's an artistry to this. There's an artistry to being, my software is recovering. I got the recovery settings. There we go. Does that to me every once in a while. At least this time it was fast. There's been times where I was sitting there for 3 minutes waiting. Not 3 minutes, I should say. Waiting for a few minutes for it to recover. Anyway. Oh, wrong line. Wrong one. Mr. Lilly, wrong one. There we go. Let's stretch that out like that. Go back up here and stroke it. Stroke that. Gives me that circular line that I'm looking for. Back in here. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's good. That works. All right. There we go. See, I'm doing this piece because I'm actually going to create this. Oh, well, I'll use this in other ways as well, but what my plan is I'm going to take this plus the silver brute plus the perma piece I did for Temple, and I'm going to put all three of them on with my Force One Studios logo. And I'm going to make a banner out of it and put the banner up behind me. And with that way, when I'm doing live streams or doing videos, I can put this banner up behind me, and y'all don't have to sit there and look at my kitchen, my messy kitchen. This is my studios and my kitchen space. We have this thing, it's a breakfast nook. And my wife let me set up my breakfast nook as my studio. Although I really feel bad because she needs a studio space too. We got multiple artists in this house. There's me, my wife, and my youngest son. Now there's times where you'll see on some of my videos, you'll see these project stuff sitting on this counter space right behind me. That's a lot of times my wife likes using that space to do her work. She does it. She's an interior designer. And she likes making these pieces, and we call them home decor pieces. She makes a lot of home decor pieces. Oh, by the way, if you ever want to go take a look at that, it's her. Go to her website, DiceStudioDesigns.com. Let's just go there. She has some beautiful work on there. Beautiful pieces that she has created. And there we go. Forgive me, I am feeling a slight bit discomfort right now. It's a colonoscopy yesterday, but they told me there might be some slight discomfort. And I'm feeling it. A little bit of discomfort. Just a scotch. Just a scotch. Come on. There we go. Check my layers out real quick. I want to make sure I'm doing this on the right layer. Yes, I am doing it on the right layer. Good. Okay. I've had times where I start working on something and I forgot to switch the layer, and next thing you know, I realize when I'm part of the way into it, really far into it, that I'm drawing on the red layer, and I'm like, you suck, Tom, you suck. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I move my digital tablet around a lot. I do the same thing when I'm drawing on paper. It's habitual. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. And it irritates me when I can't move it around. Like I used to, for a while there, I started doing this thing where I was taping down the work on the art table, and next thing you know, I found myself positioning myself in different ways and moving around, and then eventually I started taping it to my. I have my art table, and I put this. If you look at the picture, I got a picture of my studio space. I have this big, huge toolbox which I keep all my art supplies in, right? And I because it takes up a huge amount of space, I put this another little foldable, adjustable up and down table, little mini art table and I take my artwork to that now, where I use these little magnets. But I find myself moving that around now a lot. You hear me going, whew, it's because feeling a little bit more discomfort. My stomach is starting to hurt a little bit. Pressure on the colon. Ooh, just like a little bit of discomfort. My stomach just growled too. My intestines just growled a little bit as well. I don't know if you heard that over the mic. I know I did, and I'm wearing earmuffs. Anyway, go in here, go in there, move that up there. That one. Clean this up here. Doop. Clean that up there. Doop. There we go. Doop doop. A doop 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 doo. And we'll move this down here a little bit. And I'll go ahead and use this tool again. I like this little tool. Move this line right here. Bow this. And stroke. There we go. And go back to delete the ruler. A little bit cleaner line in there, right? Boom, 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 boom. I'll bring this down here. I'm going to stroke it like that right there. And then I'm going to go up in here with my little brush tool and bring it around. Nope, I don't like that because it's too blunt. There we go. There we go. Got a little bit more of a point on that little bad boy. Just a little bit more of a point. An hour and 19 minutes. But that's okay. That's okay. I gotta go to work today, so I'm going to get off here shortly. No. There we go. That's better. I will post this video on YouTube as well. Even though it's a Facebook Live video, the great thing about OBS is it records all my videos. So this will be also posted on YouTube for those who are my YouTube followers. I'll probably start doing some YouTube live videos as well. I gotta start doing some more live videos, but I gotta start figuring out how to get more people interested in my videos. And I've been doing a lot of books to back videos, but my viewership's not that high. It seems like people are on there for a very short period of time. So I'm learning, but maybe it just takes more time of people viewing. Maybe I am just that boring. I'm willing to admit that. I might be a very boring person. He's got a very boring personality. I don't enjoy watching him on video. really cool if that's the case. We all can't be showmen, right? Alright, so I'm going to go in here, back in here, and choose a slightly larger brush for the center part here. There we go, and get for the center, because I want, oh, there we go. Okay, that works a little bit. It's not quite what I want, but I can go in here and with my shape tool, after get rid of that ruler, and just highlight that and make it delete. There we go. A little bit of the sharper edge off of it. A little bit crispy edge. Go back to my, because I don't want to use there we go. And zoom out. Not quite that far out. There we go. Okay. That gives me a starter line. I'm not. Now, for those of you who are following and you're wondering why I don't do this professionally, I've been drawing this down for about an hour and 22 minutes. Not very sufficient time for the amount of work I've done. I should be moving a lot quicker to actually make money at this because, yeah, supply, demand, and also, you know, depending on what, sorry. Essentially, you gotta have more production. I need to be more productive in a quicker period of time. I've learned that by watching other artists and hearing them complain about how they're, you know, it's like I gotta find a way to be more productive quicker. You know, greater detail careers, greater time. Or a larger amount of time to produce that kind of detail, and when somebody likes that detail or people are looking for that detail and you're like, okay, well, the price needs to be accordingly, but then you price yourself out of the market because you say like, well, you know, while I love that detail, I'm not willing to pay that much money for it, and next thing you know, they're going to somebody else to have their work done because they're looking to get it cheaper. And I've actually had that happen to me. I've actually had that quite a time, but I don't get offended by it anymore. I don't know if I did get offended when I was younger, but I don't get offended by that anymore because the reality is this, you know, that's their right to look for somebody who can give them the quality they're looking for at a cheaper price, and there are artists out there who are faster than I am, and that is their right to do so. So it's also one of the reasons why when y'all ask me why am I driving a bus or operating a trolley instead of doing this professionally to make a living, well, it's because if I were to charge accordingly to what people are willing to pay for my artwork, me and my wife, my kids would be living on the street. Does that make sense? We would not be able to. I would not be able to feed them, and I need to feed my family, so I'm driving. just need to go in here and start drawing this crap, man. Stop using that little roll tool. Wow, it's a nice nifty little tool. Don't have to use it for everything, right? That's part of what's taking me so long. But I'm using it because it's a new tool I learned. I love it. I'm like, it's like, whoa, look at this new little tool. This is a cool little tool. Yeah, well, it's a cool little tool. It's costing me a lot of time. Go in here and just draw, push Lilly. Just go in here and draw. Draw it. Put it down. Put it down. Draw that stuff in. Put it down. Now the cool thing about this is, I want to show you guys something. I can put my metal, one thing I like about digital is I can place my metal tone, right? And I can go back in here later and I'll show you guys real quick on here. For those who watch this later, because right now I don't think I have any viewers, at least nobody commenting. Of course, then again, I might not, may not have it set up properly for people to comment, but I can always go in here like this after the fact and look at that, and put that little line work and open that up a little bit, so I can put my little gaps in there where the little strips go over, because essentially what this is he's got these cyborg parts underneath this metal skin, and the metal skin is the really cool thing. I'll tell you guys about it, because in the very beginning of the book, when you first see him after he becomes a cyborg for the very first time, you're not actually going to see that metal skin like that. You're going to see the cyborg components, the underlying muscle structure, underlying cyborg structure that makes what it is going to be burnt or cauterized skin going into the metal, and it's going to be kind of like disgusting looking. And then when he gets to back to Philadelphia, he's got a friend who's into the whole techno thing, cyborg thing, and actually finishes him off and makes this skin that he pulls out, this skin sleeve, this sleeve thing that pulls over top that keeps that all hidden. Made of nearly almost the same metal, but in like a chain link type material wrapped with like a silver, a plated lining that makes it look seamless, but he's got these little stripe portions that allows him to bend his arm type thing. It's all going to be described in the book. Alright. Keep it back down at 30. Went a little too far with that. There we go. Somebody's out there riding their little moped thing again. I don't know if he realizes he's pissing off some of the neighbors, though, because I was talking to my neighbor next door, and he was like, who the hell's driving around with this little thing without a muffler? It's annoying as hell. I rent, so I do a lot. I try to do a lot because I live in a nice neighborhood. I rent a house. I don't own my house. I rent it, and I do want to buy a house to own. I had a house that I owned once before, but lost it in the first economic collapse in 2008. Not the COVID collapse, but the previous economic recession we suffered from. Lost my home, lost my credit standing, had a very good credit standing, lost a lot. Some bad choices on my part, Plus, I probably would have survived a little bit better. Would have been able to keep my house, except the company I was working for went under. So I lost my job. Then I had to give up on the house. I was found in bankruptcy because of the other stuff. Loss of the job was the nail in the coffin. So saying, lost the house. But lesson learned. Everything in life is a lesson. And my naivete, I should say, in my naivete, I did try to do the Force One Studio thing, try to become a freelance artist during all that, with all that crap going on. But the thing was, it was a stupid move on my part, and a really foolish move on my part, because I hadn't done anything professionally, hadn't drawn anything, hadn't, my art skills had diminished quite severely. So I was trying to relearn a lot of stuff that I had forgotten, and a lot of stuff that I hadn't done in years. And when I first started drawing and professionally, when I first tried to do it the first time professionally in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, computers weren't even really being used for artwork. They were, but on a completely different level. I was trying to work in the comic book industry the first time back in the early 90s, more like early 90s. You drew everything in pencil and you sent it off to an inker to be inked and sent it to the colorist. And they just started going to the new style, new image just started, so they just started going to a completely different stylized of coloring. You all know what I'm talking about. They started using at that point they started using Photoshop and other digital tools to color stuff, so the colors were a little bit more dynamic. And they also were printing on a higher quality paper. But it's also when comic books started going from like $1 to $2.99, $3, $4. But everybody had money, so we were all willing to pay that. I wonder if anybody's thought about that. We're pricing ourselves out of our market. One of the reasons why maybe the comic book industry is starting to fail and starting to have problems, because maybe we're just reaching for the skies too much. Is that a possibility? We're trying to create this incredible quality stuff, but in the past, it was always supposed to be a relatively cheap medium for very cheap entertainment for kids, not specifically for adults. And parents were willing to spend that 25 cents, that 75 cents, that dollar to get a comic book for their kid. But now, this is just spitballing, but now that, we're up at like $5, mom and dad's not, hey, I'm not willing to spend $40 a week for your entertainment, kid. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the movies. I don't know. Just an idea. There we go. Get the line started, right? Yeah, I like that. A little too big. Going to 50. There we go. There we go. It's almost 2 o'clock. My time. It's almost 2 o'clock my time. Alright, so we're going to bring this in here. Back in the day when I actually had muscles, before I became a fat old slob. I'm just joking. I'm not a fat old slob. I'm heavy. I consider myself very heavy, actually. I look in the mirror. I'm not pleased. I'm almost 52, or almost 50 as well. 48 actually, but 48 and a half. Almost 50. But oh man, check something real quick. It's my video. Yeah, okay. Volume's alright on my mic, so I don't know if you guys are able to hear me very good. I'm trying to. Let's zoom out a little bit, shall we? And take a look. It's what I've got digitally drawn. There you go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Just surveying the land. Surveying the land. Go ahead and bring that down there. Now, you know what? I don't like that. Because it kind of Minzy. That's the elbow. That's supposed to come down. I don't want that so much angular. Alright, so let's go in here like this. see, this is the actual elbow down here. That is the actual elbow. And Mike Bayer pointed out when it was before, actually he said something after I colored it. He was like, I was kind of worried that this one elbow was just so huge compared to the other, and it kind of looked off to me in the black and white version, and I kind of understood what he was talking about, but I knew I was going to color the image, which was going to clean it up, because you probably thought the elbow was down here, and it looked really huge and fat, and you're like, how's that the elbow? I mean, oh my God, it's a huge elbow. Yeah, but not like Jaxon's a small guy. I mean, he's not as big as Silverbrute, but he is going to be slightly bigger than, we're about roughly the same size, muscularity wise, as his older brother, Temple. Temple is kind of like, I guess my universe is Batman, I guess, but he's not really. I don't know. He's not, because I mean he has his super strength. He has super strength and super ability because of the ascension, or the that ascendancy given to him of the angel. So just gonna go ahead and clean this. Put that in there like that. I can add the rest in there later. See, you know what? Go to the different one right there. Go to this one. This is easier to fill in this way. There we go. For those of you who don't know who Temple is or have not watched my previous videos, Temple's the oldest brother. There's three. The graphic novel is going to cover three brothers. So a 12-book series. The first book's going to be about the oldest brother. Second book will be about the middle child, Silverbrute. The third book will be about Jaxon. This the character I'm currently drawing, and then it goes back. The fourth book goes back to the oldest brother, but then it's going to include the other two brothers in it. And then the third book, the fifth book, same way, it'll be back primarily about Silverbrute. Was going to have his brothers in it. Then the sixth book will be about Jaxon, but it's going to have his brothers in it. And then it's going to go back to more about that, with less of the brothers in there, but more about the characters and how it brings them into the main storyline, which is going to be the final three books, which includes all three brothers in a big epic clash of the universes type thing. Them dealing with a big cataclysmic event that's going to be rock the universe type thing, or rock this galaxies type thing. It's going to have part of what's going on on Earth, but how it affects Earth, but also they're fighting to save the galaxy type deal. And the interesting thing is it doesn't take place in the future. It takes place in this current time frame. Well, you'll have to read the story to figure out how I got that to work, huh? Especially since the story deals with supernatural elements, deals also with alien elements. I'm including all of the genres into one. That's what it's big, huge, epic clash. Man, Z. Let me rotate this a little bit. Bring this up a little bit. Zoom in. Bring it over. I gotta figure out how to create some shortcuts and stuff that'll make this a lot easier for me so that I can figure out how to use the shortcuts and stuff. I see people like just using the keyboard, clicking certain things to make things happen, and I gotta figure more of that out. And I will, eventually. Practice makes perfect, and over time you learn all the wonderful stuff. Oh, there goes my stomach growling again. Ooh. Anyway, all right. Well, I've been doing this for almost 2 hours. Let's see. Excuse me. There we go. That's what I got so far. I think his head looks slightly smaller than I want it to compared to the body. And this is the great thing about these wonderful tools, because watch what I can do when you're doing it digitally. All right. Should I get there? We'll lasso this, and I will go ahead and I can just make it fit in there. I can go in there with course corrections and make it there we go. Command D. Okay. There we go, and Command D. Let me go in here and under my layers and turn that off. Now I can fix that, but to me that looks a little bit more proportional. Because while he's big, he's not going to be massively big. I don't want him. He's supposed to be kind of like athletic. I mean, I guess he's supposed to be a big guy. You know, I just draw big guys all the time. I don't know why I did it. But I didn't want him to like be super big. He's supposed to be kind of like Captain America big. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense to y'all? Is Captain America big? I use a size proportion that everybody understands. Yeah, hour and 50 minutes. Go in here. Gotta clean this up a little bit. Ooh. My stomach is growling. A growling, my stomach, and everything is a growling, saying, hey. And I ate. I don't know. I think it's because of the colonoscopy yesterday. Let's go in here and clean some of this stuff up, right? I want to get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. It's supposed to be in there like so. There we go. Go ahead and clean some of this up in here. Make that clearer. Clean some of that up in there. There we go. 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 Now this is gonna connect because this is supposed to be metal right here. And this metal goes up under his chin, goes up to his neck, and this little part in here. Just sit there. This part, these flaps that come up over his chin, those are going to be metal because the cyborg parts go up in there, and those are actually all skin parts that are put over top of the cyborg parts to hide the metal and where the flesh is burned, cauterized to go into this cyborg parts to hide some of those pieces that he finds himself when he originally comes out of his wakes up, he finds they're exposed. And his friends, I guess it's going to be quite gruesome looking when you first see him. It's going to be melted, cauterized skin going into these metal parts, the cyborg elements of his skin, because when he wakes up, not to give too much of the story, but when he wakes up in the top secret facility and finds himself all transformed into this, it's all top secret stuff, and they're not really designing him to look beautiful. They're designing him to be an effective killing machine. And he's also pretty much a prototype, because the guy who does this to him doesn't really want him to survive it. It's kind of like, hey, I want to kill you, but rather than just kill you the normal way or just kill you and get rid of you, let me torture you a little bit by making you something that you would find hideous and grotesque kind of deal. Make sense? Try not to give too much of the story away, but I'm giving a little taste, a little taste. Alright. Here we go. It's looking a little better. Alright. It's an hour and 56 minutes in. I have not quite gotten anywhere near as far as I wanted to get done, but I got some stuff done. Oh, I gotta start making dinner for the family before I go to work. It'll be I figure while I'm doing that, and also try to squeeze in some more writing, because I gotta get some of this stuff in the bag, because my editor wants me to get more done so I can get this book out and stop talking about it and actually have the book out here for you guys to read. You know what? Not bad, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that on a separate layer. Move this layer under there. There we go. And then I can go in here and do this line, then use the line tool. I want to make it a little slightly bigger line. There we go. And make more of a line there. There we go. And we can go in here then after that and just erase all this wonderful stuff that's in there. It's making it look fugly. Like so. There you go. And we have that. All in play. Merge it down today. Nope. There we go. Now it's merged down. Boom. Boom. See? Oh, so much still to learn. So much still to learn. And I will learn it all. I will learn it all, by gosh. I will become a champion. Anywho. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me just do this real quick. Does it look okay? Does it look okay? Look, sorry, it's not great, but I will clean it up on my own. There we go. And I'm going to move this too. I'm going to go in here and do that. And we just move it over. Reposition this a little bit. This. And rotate this over so slightly. There we go. It's a little better, but it's not great. I might just remove it. This is actually supposed to be a little lower too. Yep. What I'm going to do is go in here and just remove this just ever so a little bit. Because his nose is slightly elongated. Alright. Move this down ever so slightly like so. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to move this in ever so slightly. Like so. Tilt it in. There we go. And take some of that off, like so. Yep. And narrow this up a little bit. Huh. I want to narrow it a little bit. There we go. Not make it smaller. I'm trying to narrow it. You know what I'm doing wrong? Shift Thomas. Oh, no, it's not working. Alright, that's fine. I will figure it out later. I can just always do this and put it in differently later. Right? Eyeballs might be a little bit too far apart too. Smooth it, reposition it better. Tilt that down just ever so slightly. We clean all that up a whole lot more. But this definitely gets moved more over there. There we go. And I'll do a little, maybe a little indentation over here too for this part of that. There we go. And then we go in here. And I can't leave it alone. Well, because I don't want to. I want to make sure I got it right. But I got to get off this video because now I'm 2 hours and 3 minutes into this video. And I did not intend on being this long on this video. But you guys get see a piece of my process on what was yeah. See a little bit of my process and how long it takes me to do all this. And it does take me a long time. But as I said before, I'm still just learning this video software. Still just learning this digital world. There you go. Alright. Maybe not. Let's go in here actually. Start from there. Like that. There we go. We go in here. And stretch this out. No. Gosh darn you, Mr. Lilly. Tilt it ever so slightly. There we go. Oh, see, something I'm doing wrong. I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out. See, it doesn't work like Photoshop where I can hit the shift key and get that stretch out. So I'm gonna have to draw it out, but that's okay because that way it makes sense of what I'm doing. So I'm trying to bring this up further, a little higher up. So I'll just draw it in there like that. But Photoshop, I can manipulate, distort. And I'm sure there's stuff in here that allows me to do that. But as Mr. Fernandez, I was telling him, I felt like such an amateur working on this stuff because, yeah, it's only recently that I figured out how to change or it's only recently that I figured out that I can use this little hand tool and go over this little icon over here and hit the rotate thing and allow this to rotate the image. Before that, I was going up here to view and actually going down here and rotate left, go down, rotate left, go down, rotate left, go down, rotate right. And I had to keep doing it because only rotate ever so slightly. I felt like such a man, there's got to be a way to rotate in this. It's easier than this. And there was, but I just didn't know how to do it. I was such an amateur. I was such an amateur. Learning curve. Oh, he laughed when I told him that. And he's like, yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve with this software. He says he found Photoshop to be a lot easier to learn on and do stuff in. I have to agree with him. It's a little bit easier when you're familiar with it because you're a little bit more familiar with it, and I've used Photoshop a lot. But I can definitely see why people like this software better. You know what I mean? I also see why people like Procreate a lot because, quite honest, if Procreate is just easy to use, very, very easy. But my problem is, as I said before, I do not. Oh, come on. Oh, that's why this thing's recovering again. Oh, let's hope it doesn't take as long. There we go. There we go. We go in here. It's like, why is it not moving? Why is it not doing what I need it to do? Because, well, this was doing a recovery save. I got it set to do it every hour. It was doing it every 15 minutes, and man, let me tell you something. Wow. It was eating up a lot of my time because then I have to sit there and wait for it to finish the deed. I don't like that. So y'all understand what I'm doing here. I'm going to actually go to that layer. I'm going to circle this little bit right here. Come on. Why aren't you? Oh, come on. I'm on that layer. Alright, I don't know what's going on. I guess I'll figure that out later as well. To do some research on it. Is that layer locked? Is that just not? I placed the layer in there, right? Imported the image. Maybe I didn't merge the image into something. Whatever. Just put another layer behind this. I'll take this layer, merge it down, see if that. Yes, that probably fixes the problem. Now I'll go in here and this. Yep, that fixed the problem. It's like placing an embedded image in Photoshop. You can't work the image until you make it until you actually make it a part of the image, or make it part of the software. It was just placing an image in there and didn't make it part of the whole project. There we go. Done. I got what I wanted out of it. See? That's what I was looking for. Just to move it up so I have it to trace. Alright. I'm going to use that roller tool just to clean it up and make it look better. There we go. Now, you see what I did here, right? Yeah, I started drawing on the wrong layer. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I started drawing on the wrong layer. That's the foolishness there. That's what that is. That's the foolishness. I'll bow that ever so slightly. There we go. Now I'm going to go in here, back to that ruler again. I'm going to go ahead. I want this really bowed. Go back to that. There we go. Now, delete the ruler. Go back to the ruler again because I want to bring this around here like so. Now we'll bring that around like so. And there we go. And I want to actually make that a little bit bigger. So I'm going to click on the brush tool. Go to 60. Nope, it's too big. Go to 40. Yeah, still a little too big. Stick with a 30, I guess. Alright, back to the layer. Delete the ruler. There we go. And we got what we wanted out of it, right? I got what I wanted out of it. I think my brush is a little too big. So I like working with a big brush on certain things, but not everything, because I'm a control freak. And I like to get quick action. There we go. Oh, you son of a... There we go. There we go. All right. The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. There we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and delete that layer. I got rid of the red head thingamajiggy on that. Anyway, go back up here, reset back to this, and I will go back in here and do more later on. I will go back to this later on. But anyway, I'd like to thank y'all for joining me here on Lilly Sketchpad. We will do more of these live videos. I will try to make sure I entertain you more live instead of just putting up those regular. I just instead of putting up the pre-recorded videos, do some more live videos. I might even do some live books to back videos, or see how that might turn out. All right, and I'm gonna try and figure out how to get more chats, get more people involved, so people can chat with me. But I thank you for joining me. You all have a nice one now. Bye bye now. Whoop, whoop.